So hi guys, and today I'm going to be doing another machine learning tutorial. So I've already gone over linear regression and how to implement that in a block-based program called Scratch. Today I'm going to be going over another technique that can be used for machine learning, which is called KNN or K nearest neighbors. Now what K nearest neighbors does is it basically just looks for groups of data and it picks the closest point to classify it as that point. So to clear that up a little bit, I'm just gonna start with, I'm sorry, my drawing skills are not very good, but I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna draw a little graph here, and I'm gonna increase the size of this, and I'm just gonna start with putting some dots. So we're gonna have our red dots, and those are gonna be our class 1. Our blue dots right here, and those are gonna be our class 2. And then let's have a third class of green dots. Okay, sorry, that one turned out more like a line. Okay, so now that we have those, let's say we have this dot right here. And now let's say we don't know the class of this dot, and we want to classify it. Okay, so that actually isn't too hard to do. There, that's where that went. Okay. So again, how K nearest neighbors works is K. Our value K is basically the amount of neighbors. So let's say we would assign K equal to 3. So what we're going to do is we pick the 3 closest data points to this dot right here, and we classify that dot as, let's say, this dot belongs to 2, or all 3 of these data points are the closest to blue, right? So that would mean our dot right there is going to be classified as blue. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and add some red dots right there. So I'm just eyeballing this right now, and I'm going to say there's our dot. Maybe one's red and these 2 are blue. Well, since the majority of the dots are blue, it's going to be classified as blue, even though it has one red dot close to it. Now, oh, I did not mean to do that. Now, let's say again, this K value is going to be equal to 5. So this time what we do is we look around. Okay, let's say maybe it's these 3 right here, and it's those 2 right there. Okay, well, what is it going to be classified as? It's still going to be classified as blue because those are 3, the majority of the dots are blue. So its class of this dot, it's going to be part of the blue class. Now that's exactly how this is going to work in your code too. Once you assign a value to K, the dot of this, or the class of this, is just going to be the class of whatever it's closest to. Okay, now, let's say we want to assign this value to 6. Okay, maybe there's these 3 blue dots are the closest, and then these 3 red dots are the closest. Well, that doesn't make sense. The dot can't both be blue and red, right? And yeah, that's right. So this K value cannot be an even number. It has to be an odd number because this dot has to belong to either a blue majority, a red majority, or we have over here our green majority. And these things all just represent classes. Classification of classes. Classification of classes. Okay, so anyway, you're probably thinking, how are we finding this distance between here and the dots? Like, yes, some of these dots might look close, but what if it's between, like, I don't know, maybe like these 2 dots and these like 3 dots right here, and we're trying to figure out which one of these dots is the closest to that. Well, if you remember from geometry, there's this thing called the distance formula. And how the distance formula works is it is used to determine the distance between any 2 dots, or any 2 lines. So let's say we have our line. I guess I could use a straight line to draw this, but I'm not going to do that. And let's say we have our point right here. And this point right here, I'm going to use a different color. And this is going to be our x1 and then our y1. And that's just that point right here. And now I'm just going to use a different color for this one too. And this is going to be our x2 and our y2, because that's our first point and that's our second point. And that's exactly how this is working too. So maybe this is our x1 and our y1, and then maybe this dot right here that we're trying to classify is our x2 and our y2. Cool, right? So how we're going to find the distance between these 2 points is we're going to take the square root of x2 minus x1. And if you guys remember, this is just a formula that is either from like your geometry class or maybe your algebra class, or it's also on the SAT. So technically by watching this video, you're studying for the SAT. And then we can have this plus y2, or that's squared, plus y2 minus y1 squared. Cool. So that's just this formula that we're using to find the distance between all of these dots. Okay. Now, this is, and also I didn't go over what this k value was going to be assigned. So how exactly do you know what to assign our k value to? Like, if it's too high of a number, we're either going to run out of dots, or it could be classified as the wrong thing. And we definitely don't want that to happen. So basically when you're training the network, you're just going to have to go, like, this is trial and error. You're just going to have to go through and see whatever value trains with the best possible accuracy. Okay, so this formula right here, it's pretty good, right? Well, here's the thing. We're just going to create a new, sure, or don't save. I'm just going to create a new document right now. And basically, in how TensorFlow and how Python's going to work, is you're going to have these lines with 3 dimensions. And you're going to be trying to classify your point. You're going to have points with x, y, and z coordinates. And so instead of having something like what I showed you before, you're going to have something that's going to look, I'm sorry, this is my best attempt at a 3D plane right here. There's some dots. More dots, and then we'll have our green dot, and again, there's our black dot. And you're like, oh, 3D planes, 3D shapes are scary. Well, nope, because we can really just use the same type of implementation that we used before. Only now, instead of just having an X and a Y, we have an X, a Y, and a Z. So we can use this exact same formula, this, sorry, my handwriting's really bad. That x2 minus x1 squared, and then plus y2 minus y1 squared. Only now, since it's in 3D space, we also need to add that z coordinate. So now it's just z2 minus z1 squared. And then again, this whole thing, just a square root. Okay, so hopefully you guys learned a little bit from this video. And again, thanks for watching. You could be doing anything else in the world right now, but instead you're here with me because you decided that you want to learn machine learning or become a better programmer. And I thank you for watching this.